here we are again, and we're doing these guys for you, the people of Yonkers. But before we go into this interview, let's say thank you to Las Dos Marias, located at 200 Nepperham, right at the corner between Nepperham and Main Street. Come on down, try this new margarita called Las Dos Marias. It's a special margarita. Unbelievable. The taste is great, but I cannot tell you how good it tastes. You have to come and try it yourself. But before we go much further with advertising for the house, let's say welcome to the Judge-elect Verris Shako. Thank you, Varris.
Thank you, Ruth, for having me, and thank you, Yonkers Voice, for also having me, and Dos Maria for providing this space here, and Mr. Alfonso Alvarez. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, yes. Huge thank you to Alfonso, the owner of Las Dos Marias. It's a matter of fact, you're going to have an event here, what, a few days from now?
Yes, in a week from today, September 22nd, from 6 to 8 p.m., I am fortunate to be having a phenomenal women's fundraiser, and it will be headlined by our first female Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart Cousins, alongside Senator Shelley Mayer, Mount Vernon's first female mayor, Sean Patterson Howard, who is beloved here in Yonkers, Mount Vernon Council President Lisa Copeland, we have Ruth Walter, County Legislator, Corazon Pineda Isaac, who is our majority leader on the council, and also Shanae Williams and Tasha Diaz. I'm so thankful and appreciative for your support and coming together for this event for me. So please come on out, join us, support us at this wonderful venue for an event next week.
What a great lineup we're going to have. Is it good to feel the support and the love from the people of Yonkers? The people, the elected officials, it's a great feeling, I would think, no?
It is amazing to have the support of these women and other electeds here in our community, but I'm also extremely appreciative of the support of the residents, everyday folks like me and you, who live in our city, who keep me going, keep me motivated, and and encourage me to continue fighting to get to the destination, a success on November 3rd.
So guys, we are live. That means we are right here, right now. So if you want to come and meet us, meet the Judge-elect, come on down. 200 Nepperham, intersection, the corner of Main Street and Nepperham. Come on down right now. You can meet the judge, you can give her support, you can talk to her, you can ask some questions personally. Now, Judge-elect, if you are elected now at the general election, you will be the first African American to be judge on the city court judge of this great city of Yonkers. How confident do you feel that you will be the new judge?
Well, I am so thankful and appreciative, and I am confident, but I know that I have to work to show myself approved as the first, or one of the first, African American female judges in our great city. I've been out there meeting people, getting the information out, and Rue, I have been amazed in the number of times I'm told that someone passed my information on or shared my information without me asking, without coming to me to say I did this. So I'm really appreciative of all the support I've received from the electeds and also the community, and I just want to say thank you. We just have a few more days, a month and a half to go. We're almost there. Let's keep doing this together.
We have about, 46, 47 days before November 3rd. I have to tell you that on the primaries, even though you did a great job, on your campaign, but it was a surprise. And the surprise speaks very loud for itself. It speaks that the people of Yonkers are ready for a change. But the work did not end there.
No, the work definitely did not end on June 23rd. There is a lot more work that needed to be done and is still being done. People are being reminded that, if you came out for the primary on June 23rd, please come back out one more time for the general election. It is an important election. We have a lot of candidates on the ballot who are there for the first time. Candidates like me, working moms, regular last names, no real political connections, who have just worked hard and had the support of the community in getting here, and will present an opportunity to have the values and views and perspectives of the community on the bench.
But you know, Judge-elect, you brought up a very good point, and I'm going to add to it. Okay, and very often we complain that things are not done right, that this should be done this way, that things should be done that way. But if you want to see the change, you must become the change you want to see. Just complaining after the election is not enough. You need to come out on that election day and vote. It's extremely important, guys. It's of the utmost importance that you come out and vote for whoever that person is. You need to come out and vote. Do you agree with me on that point?
I wholeheartedly agree. I am here because you came out, because people came out for the first time, to represent their views and made sure that they had a candidate who spoke to their values and their beliefs, who was similar to them in their lives. So you have to come out. It's your only opportunity to get representation. If you don't vote, someone else will be voting in your place, and they may not be voting for your candidate. So your vote is your voice. Be sure to come out. There's so many options for voting, and it's really easy. The first step, obviously, is getting registered to vote.
Now, I heard a great line a few weeks ago. If you don't come out and vote for me, you're voting against me. Because those that support the other side will come out and vote. So if you believe that the Judge-elect Verris Shako is the person for the position, if you trust that she will be a good judge and will enforce the laws in a figure of speech, you're not a law enforcer. Actually, you are, because you are enforcing the laws of the land.
That's right.
At least in Yonkers.
But I come from a perspective of representing our residents for the past 15 years. So I've heard the issues, I've heard the complaints after the election, and I know what those issues are, and that's what perspective I'll be bringing to the bench, understanding that we all want to be treated respectfully, fairly, and equally when we come before the court.
And with compassion. No? Now, Judge-elect, let's say I'm an undecided voter. I'm not sure at this point who should I vote for. What would you tell me?
Well, I would ask you to cast your vote for me, and I would let you...
But why, Judge? Why should I vote for you? That's what I want to hear. What makes the difference? What makes Judge-elect Verris Shako the right person for this position? Why should I give you my vote?
Well, I'm a first-time candidate. I've practiced as a lawyer in Yonkers City Court, where I'm running for judge, for 15 years. So I've spent 15 years representing members of this community in this court. And now I'm running to be on the bench where these people come to court regularly. I've also practiced in our family court right here, right at 53 South Broadway when it was there, and now it's at 131 Warburton. So I've been involved in the community. I know what the issues are. I know what the people want when they come before the court, and I know that because I've stood side by side with them for 15 years.
As a defense attorney?
As a defense attorney, as a family court attorney, as a civil attorney. So I've heard it. I've fought the battles many times, starting from behind the ball, but not being discouraged, having a client whose life, whose freedom, whose family, whose livelihood depended on my work. And so I did that work to make sure that they were properly represented and given their day in court, and that is what I would bring to the bench if elected.
But Judge-elect, that is very nice and very good. But I don't expect a judge, just because I voted for him or her, that will make a decision in my favor. I think I'm not saying that's the case. I just want to make sure that we communicate this very clear, that you are going to be a fair judge, that you are not going to be inclined to this way or that way because of political favors. You will only look at what is right and what is wrong, and that's how you're going to rule in your culture. That's what I'm trying to come across.
I agree, and I would obviously a judge has to look at the law. The judge has to also look at the facts. The judge has to listen to both parties in a case and make a decision based on the evidence. But a judge also has to, it's important. I think what's happening this year has taught us is that we need judges who understand the community, who will treat people fairly and equally, and give them an opportunity regardless of whether or not that person looks like them, makes the same amount of money as they do, and live in the same part of town as they do. We all just want to be given our day in court, our opportunity to be heard fairly and equally.
Or have some friends in similar positions. So fairness, compassion is more or less your motive, correct? You're going to be fair, you're going to be compassionate, and you're going to pass the law as the law is and not based on who is in front of you.
Correct.
You heard it. Now, Judge-elect, we are in a different times with Black Lives Matter, with people come out in protest, with people looking for different solutions. Because a lot of the problems that we are facing today, it's because of the status quo. Things are what they always were. So if we want change, we need to change things.
We have to be a part of the change we want without me speaking as a judicial candidate. Obviously, I'm prohibited as a judicial candidate from discussing any public policies. So I can't speak to specific issues, but I can speak to what I saw in court and what I experienced as a practicing attorney for 15 years. And that's that everyone wants to be treated the same regardless of what they look like. And that's what I would ensure as an attorney, because I've represented all kinds of people and I saw them as needing this opportunity for fairness. And that's what I would bring to the bench.
Change is coming. Now, Judge-elect, I have seen you in a few public events, feeding the people of Yonkers, school supplies, giveaways. So you engage with the people of the community. I saw you not talking much, but listening a lot. What did you hear? When people talk to you, what do you hear?
I heard that times were rough for them during this pandemic. I think times were rough for a lot of people, but the pandemic made it even harder. And they just wanted someone who could be compassionate and understand their circumstances, not looking for a handout, but looking for a way to get through what they're going through at this moment. And I saw everyday people, who could be anyone I know, including myself, and I think for me, it was an opportunity to see these residents, these people I've represented in court for 15 years, to see them outside of court. I think, just gives you a richer understanding of the lives of the people that come before the court.
We have here a comment from Crystal O'Neill. This is what she says. I watched her work. She really does care. I was in court on my felony charge and she walked in. The lady is all about her business. I think right now you have a vote. Okay?
And my business is making sure that people are given a fair shot in court.
That's a line that we should all take to heart, because most people that I speak with, Judge-elect, I'm not asking for handouts. I'm not asking for special favors. They're not asking, look the other way and give me a break. They are asking for fairness. They want fairness in a courthouse. They don't want to be judged based on what color covers their flesh. They don't want to be judged based on who I know or who I don't know.
Because some of us don't know that person. And, if put in a position, we still want the same opportunity as everyone else.
She loves your green. She said it's her favorite color.
Thank you.
So you see the color of your clothes. We saw the support. We saw the words of encouragement. You know, every time I put a topic about you, there is lots of people that come and speak on your behalf. They speak well about you. They feel trusted. If you elected that, you will do a good job.
That makes me feel really great and proud and just thankful. Yonkers has been really special to me because, you know, this is kind of where I started my career, and I really got to know a lot of the people here and represented them in court. And I also live in this community, so I'm held accountable for my work. I raised my family here. I have a 4 and a 6-year-old. I'm involved in the PTA. So this is my community. The people I see in court are people I see out of court also.
So you are involved at every single level in the community.
I'm involved in the community.
Now let me ask you a personal question. A few years back, 5, 10 years back, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what did you see, Judge Elect? Did you see yourself as a possible candidate to the judge of the Yonkers City Court? Was that something that was always in your dream?
I think it was, but you know, I also liked being a lawyer. I liked advocating. I liked getting through, you know, getting to a resolution for my clients. But I also had this dream of being a lawyer. It's whether and when would be the right time. I felt like I needed to do the work, learn as much as possible. And there came a time, you know, when I said, you know, it's time we have more on the bench. It's time that we have more people who look at the litigants, at the parties, at the residents as deserving of a shot, as deserving of being treated a certain way. And that's where I said, you know, it's time for me to do this. And the more I went to court and I saw, you know, certain circumstances that I didn't like, I kind of dug my heels in and said, oh, I'm definitely doing this. Because we need to be a part of the system. It's, you know, instead of me just being a defense attorney and just representing someone case by case, why not do more as a judge and hear more cases? Because important decisions are being made by these judges. You know, someone's freedom, their livelihood, whether or not they can have their kids, you know, whether or not they can get an order of protection. And the person making those decisions, they should at least be able to listen to what the litigant is saying and give them the benefit of the doubt and not have a decision already made before the person steps into the courtroom.
An attorney, most of us become something because of something. Maybe an injustice was done and you said, no, I have to be part of the solution. I become a doctor. Maybe my father, my mother died of a particular disease, and I said, I want to be part of the solution. I'm going to work hard for this and for that. What made you become an attorney?
I think I probably decided by the time I was like 13 or 14 that this is what I wanted to do. It really started out as a passion for wanting to see women be treated equally and fairly. And as I got older and probably became a teenager, I said, you know, I see there are other things, there are other injustices in this world, and I want to fight against that. So I knew before I left high school that I was definitely going to college. And college was just a pit stop on the way to law school, and law school was a pit stop on the way to getting to be a lawyer. You know, and I think about 5 years after I became a lawyer, I think my grandfather was one of the first people to say to me, you know, call me judge. You know, he's now passed on, but you know, and I was still like not confident in being able to pursue it. So I said, you know, I'm going to continue on. I loved what I was doing. I saw that I was making a difference. And so I just followed my passion, and I was fortunate to have people around me to encourage me and bring me along. And that's what I really try to do for others. When I see young men, young boys and girls. I say whatever you want to do, just keep pushing, keep believing. If there's anything I can do, let me know.
Judge Elect, I always tell people very often, you become something, but you end up staying in that something for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you wanted to be a judge, and you started because of a particular reason, injustice. But you continue because of other things that became clear to you on your path, in your life. Mm-hmm. But support is very important. Okay? Support is very important. And young women and young men on the street are looking at you as a motivation. If she could wait, I can.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
But just a dream and want to be there is not enough. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about that, about you as a person. Okay, about how important is determination in order to reach your goals. Because just I want to be there, it's not going to cut it. You have to sacrifice, you have to have focus, you have to have discipline if you want to succeed in life, if you want to be judge whoever one day.
And trust your instincts, trust your gut. There were diversions, opportunity to pursue more lucrative, opportunities, and I said no. This is my passion. This is what keeps me motivated. This will allow me to put my heart and soul into my work. And that's what I did. And it took a lot, but I knew this was the destination. Definitely being a lawyer, and once, also going forward to being a judge when the time was right. When I felt I put the work in and I had the experience and I was ready to move forward. But it definitely takes a lot, and you have to be willing to ask for help. And I think that's one of the things that are underestimated. I'm never afraid to go to someone who's been through what I'm going through and say, how did you do that? And I think that helped me a lot, especially early on in my career. If I'm trying a new case that I've never tried before, and someone else has walked in those steps, why not ask them? They will probably be more than happy to help you along. So be willing to ask, be humble, and do the work that it takes to get you to where you need to be. The more you put into the effort, the more you'll achieve.
So don't be afraid of asking.
Definitely ask a lot.
Because that's what makes you you. The troubles, the conflicts, the hard things to get. That is what makes Judge Shako Judge.
It makes you stronger. It makes you stronger.
It makes you stronger. Is there anything that I forgot to ask you that you think it's important to talk, that it's important to make it clear so that people of Yonkers, and everywhere for a matter of fact, understand and make themselves count. Election have consequences, Judge. And people need to come out. They need to come out and vote.
And they have to vote for the right candidate who will represent your views, protect your interests, treat you the way you want to be treated. At this point in my race, when you come out to vote for Yonkers City Court Judge, I'll be on the same ballot with the president, with Congress, with the DA. These are very important races. Judges make decisions that impact the everyday lives of our residents. And you have an opportunity to vote for someone who is involved, who shares your values, is a parent, has kids, is committed to making sure that we are in a safe community. And so I'm asking you whether you vote during early voting, October 24th to November 1st, at the Will Library at 1500 Central Park Avenue, or the Riverfront Library at 1 Larkin Center, or you vote on Election Day, November 3rd, at your designated polling station, or you vote by absentee ballot, which you should be requesting your absentee ballot now. You can do that online. You can visit my website, shako2020.com, to see how to request it online or to print an absentee ballot application if you prefer to do it on paper. You need to participate. We have to do this together. It's the only way we can get the change we want. If we give up, then we get nowhere. We've gotten this far, we need to get a little further, and then you know what? making this kind of history in Yonkers shouldn't be made. The gate should open, and we should have more representation in all of these offices. And I think that's where we'll truly see change. But we have to start now.
We have a few very powerful women in very high positions today, and perhaps we need one more right here in Yonkers.
That would be amazing.
Well, Judge-elect, thank you for your time. Okay, hopefully everyone will come out and vote. Hopefully you will be the chosen one that day. They will pick you to become the next Yonkers City Judge, an African American woman. So we wish you the best, and guys, make sure you come out and vote. That is the most important thing that you're going to do in 2020. You need to vote. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Thank you, Judge.